Scotty. Something Star Scotty. I wonder who that guy really is. What's his name? Something Star Scotty? He's one of my biggest fans. He watches everything. And then he comments on everything. He's like, something about you taking your Seroquel. I do Seroquel. I'm like, bro, I don't really take it that much. I think I haven't took my Seroquel in at least a year. At least a year. Because I don't need it every day. Right now I might not mind one. Because I haven't taken it in a year. That's how I do my Seroquels. I don't listen to the doctors. I listen to myself. Yeah, I listen to the doctors. You talk to the doctors. They know I listen and communicate with them. But I know what is right for myself. And the doctors just don't know exactly what is right for you personally. You only know. Just like, does doctor know exactly? Well, they try to give you recommendations on what your diet should be. You're only supposed to eat this amount of portion. But for me, I can't eat that amount of portion because I'll deteriorate because of my rodent infection. I have a rodent infection. It's crazy. You can't really look it up anywhere online. I have rodents in my human body. And I've tried to capture it. It's impossible. They're so quick. They're so quick. And they're going up my butt. Small, tiny little rodents. Mice, rats, or whatever. And they're fucking with my heart. Sometimes they're eating my food in my stomach. Shit like that. Itching the hell out of me. And I got to get rid of them. And it's a rodent infection. I've had it for years. Didn't know what it was. What, I had my headphones on so much? I was smoking so much weed? I didn't even know I had rodents inside of me? Holy, you know what I mean? Seroquel. Boy, I don't know if I should even take one of these. Because I see some people on YouTube and they have Seroquel problems. Like, I seen this one guy, and he had the abrasions and whatnot or something. And there's a good chance that he's on that intravenous. They tried to get me on that intravenous too. You don't have to say yes. And he asked me enough times where I felt like he was kind of pressuring me, Mr. Carl, about that intravenous. You asked me once, you asked me twice, Carl. You know, please don't ask me again. About a serious thing like an intravenous needle. It's a vaccine. I like how they made it where everybody's not scared of it. You'll go get it if you need it. But at the same time, it's very serious. That's a metal needle injecting into your arm. Not out of scariness, but it's a real metal needle injecting your arm. You could catch an infection. That's why they have proper preparations. Maybe there's all different scenarios, okay? Just know that it's serious. It's more just like tattoos. I want to go get more tattoos, but I don't because I remember it's very serious. If I go get a tattoo now after getting this one and then getting this one, I just can't handle the pain. I get color fucking whatever, color shading and lines. There is no way. I might be able to go like next month. Or whatever, but not today, not tomorrow, and maybe in 2 months or a month. And then, but after a while, once it's like a year or two of you not getting any tats, or maybe 5 years or something, you're like, whoa, do it up. And it slides like butter, and you don't even feel it really, and the tattoo's done, and da-da-da. But once you get one, and then you get another one, and because at first you're excited. You don't even really notice it's a real metal needle. And then after a while, you're like, holy fuck, that's a real metal needle. It's sharp. And then you're like, holy fuck, I can't believe I really wanted to stab myself with a real metal needle. But you're like, these are the tattoos, and they look great when they're healed. And then it looks like a wound all the way until it's healed. And then it's healed, and it's great. But to get another one, I want another one on my arm here. Boats, sailboats, really nice picture it looks like. Oh, my God. Women, older women, younger women are going to be like, wow. It's one of those tats. They're going to be like, wow, that's very nice. You know, like very nice. And it's like, Holy frick, that Seroquel just degraded in my mouth. It's like, whoa. Anyways, yeah, I haven't took one of those in a while, so let's see how I feel. And my glasses need wiped off. I want to say like, oh, I'm gonna get crab rangoons tomorrow, but I'm not. Like I could probably get one, but I eat it so much. If you go look at my thing, it never went viral, really. Maybe 300 views or something. What is it called? Yeah, that one didn't go viral, but I had them. And I said that before. And I'm sorry to, what's his name? Roni. I did this reaction video to Roni Superstar or whatever. It's doing all right. But then I commented Montclair, and somebody's like, bro, he's been wearing that Montclair for the past 3 vids. Like, I'll tell you what vids he wore them in. Superstar. It's Superstar. And people are like, do you even know Roni, bro? Yeah, I've been down bottom when I was 17. They brought us down bottom. Roni was only a kid, bro. But he, believe it or not, I made a difference in Roni's life. Ever since I met Roni, bro, he went industry changed. Well, after he got he went in, ever since he met me, bro, he changed. Because he seen I was a little bit, he seen I was, around the same age, but he seen how me and Gotti was doing it. Like, we was doing it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they ain't doing it. We seen they was doing it. I seen they were doing it there. And now, he's got all the videos. He's heavy. Everybody knows Roni. More people know Roni than they even know me, to a certain degree, in certain avenues. He wore it in Seen It All. He wore it in Attachable. He wore it in the new one, Superstar, and he wore it in, I think, one more, maybe. Oh, in the new Christmas one. Where's the new Christmas one? Is that on the? Don't tell me. Oh, no, it's still up. Yeah, and he wore it on the Christmas one or whatever. But, bro, it looks like he just wore it for the video. As soon as he even got home or something, it looks like he took it off, bags it up, and put it in a coat bag when he goes in the car type of thing. It looked clean. I looked at it. And I was just playing. I was like, I'm surprised it doesn't have mustard stains, because that's how I get, bro. Look. You feel me? I'm like, damn, this guy wore it like that, because I'm like, all right, I understand what he's doing. He's wearing the jacket, da-da-da. We already know how that works or whatever. But I was just kidding or whatever. I want to say sorry about that. And then it's I do say wild things when I'm commenting sometimes, when I'm all high and stuff, but I don't mean it. And most of the time it's good. But you got to really watch what you comment, because I had comments some stupid stuff. My Instagram got shut down. I had to, everything's already been backed up. I own all the pictures. They're my pictures or whatever. And in whatever, if Instagram doesn't want to keep me on their platform, it doesn't really matter. There's many platforms. Flickr, I got 300,000 views in 2 days on that thing. But I like Instagram because it had its own vibe and it had its own platform for my pictures and whatever. So I wanted, because it was it had a lot of impressions. I was one of their top guys. I was getting 30,000 impressions a day on there. People were getting jealous. I think they canceled me on there because some racist Canadian American type of shit. I was more than any of them and shit. So they're like, ooh, someday he's got 50,000 followers. I even heard the cops say it. 50,000 followers, oh my fucking God. Dude, it's fucking fake-ass numbers. Fans and shit, what the fuck, buddy? Relax, homie. I remember when I was a kid, bro, but to hear it from a 50-year-old or a 40-year-old or a 30-year-old cop or whatever, you're like, what the fuck? But you're not, yeah, he looked at me, but then they changed a little bit when they realized, man, there's just this bad reputation I got to get ironed out. And I think it's just more good content, good actual videos. And I really want to do actual. And I'm doing an actual video tomorrow. I'm going to the bank. I'm picking up fucking cash. I'm picking up my electric motorcycle. That's a heavy vid. Those are my big vids. Same with that that parade vid did all right. I did a pretty good parade vid. It did pretty good. What is it called? I don't know. My Netflix video on my free food is the one that's making all my money right now, and on the YouTube. And I don't know how long I'm really surprised that free food they've even allowed it. It's what the hell, man, is this world come to? when it comes to what is allowed and what isn't. Okay, I had a video years ago on YouTube, and I posted it. Right off the bat, it went super viral. 100, 200,000 views. It was about me opening a 1 gram package of marijuana. 1 gram. When it got legalized and whatever. So Canada was ramping up for legalization. Back then, they didn't believe we were going to legalize it probably. They hated on me big time, whatever. But it went super viral. I was known as Egghead. I was known as StacksAMilli or whatever. But that's what they all called me, Egghead. I had like tons of comments. I went super viral on that specific one. It made me a lot of money too. But it's like, because that one video turned into a big business. I just one night was like, okay, everybody was ordering weed on the deep web. And I was like, I got to learn about the deep web because I already kind of knew about it, but I was like, I'm going to try ordering 1 gram of marijuana. This is before they legalized it in Canada. So I bought it, 1 gram, and they shipped it through the mail, 1 little gram. And I opened it up on the camera. It was such a big thing back then. Like, it still is, I guess, in certain areas. They just will not allow it to be on a proper channel. It would have had accumulated millions of views by now. It's that big of a video, eh? And now it's gone. Or it's still up, but it's just not getting anybody anymore. There's just nobody anymore, really. It's getting every once in a while we'll make a bust. Because that's what it is, a law enforcement thing, eh? I opened the weed on the video. And I was like, thinking out like a school project. I was like, what am I going to do with this? I'm not just going to smoke it. I'm trying to be something here, do something, come up with something. We're about to legalize. Justin Trudeau just became the prime minister. And it was a thing to always try to keep up with your higher up sort of thing to a certain degree. Some people do it in videos. Some people do it programming. Mine was programming a website and yada yada. My website could have went many ways. At first, I thought I could sell it to Shoppers Drug Mart because at the time, Shoppers Drug Mart made an announcement that they were looking to buy a website. So I was like, okay, I can make it. Boom, I made it. And I had the video that was bringing in all the people. They didn't want it. They never hit me up for it. They were like, okay, we're doing this OCS. So I was like, okay. So they're doing the legal OCS. They're doing it that way. I said, okay, well, then I have to do law enforcement. That's the only way that it'll legally work through the courts is if it ever went to court, which it hasn't because they already know what it is. I'm already linked up. And what is it called? Oh, it just started making killer money off the bat, making serious busts off the bat. $5,000 bust, $1,000 bust. People were trying to buy some heavy drugs all over the world. But my motto, because I didn't sell it to any of the legal things or whatever, it didn't look like a government website. I get it. That's not what it looked like. It's not what the purpose of it looked like. At the time, I was so happy to even have it. I was like, government, I'll buy it, But I understand them now. They have their certain ways of looking. Because I'm trying to work with the government, it's a system. So I said, it looks like one of these it looks like one of these dark networks or whatever. Kind of like one of those, at the time it was Silk Road, he had just got assassinated or sent to prison or killed himself or whatever. Nobody would touch it. There was one other thing, nobody would touch it. Everybody was scared. I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it, but I'm going law enforcement. I was straight fed because I had already been working with I had already talking to some feds before in California and Chicago and whatever. And it's like, I was like, okay, I'm going fed with this. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to bust anybody. I'm just seizing the money. I'm going to send out certain percentages to certain areas, whatever jurisdiction that their bust was in. It's an all automatic bust to the seizure of the money. And there's no drugs that are ever shipped. So it seizes the money that they're attempting to buy in the streets. My whole thing was to kind of make it my online drug dealer. Back then, there was mad. My friend got their face shot off in a drug deal that gone bad. Right on fucking Skype or whatever. And I'm on there and I'm like, damn, homie. That drug dealer just shot his face off. And he was such a good friend of mine. And he's still alive. And he had to have facial reconstruction surgery. And when I seen that happen to that kid, and he's older than me, I said, man, there's got to be something done to this. And he wasn't a black kid either. Not that that matters or whatever, you know. It's like, but he was a World of Warcraft kid, a paramedic, eh? And he fucking fucked around with this drug dealer. I said, he's gotta stop. So I had made that video. It was already going viral about, because me and my friend who both tried. He was living in the States. I'm living in Canada, but we used to talk on Skype all the time. I'm like, bro, I just ordered a gram off this one darknet, but he was getting into the worst stuff. I was like, bro, I only ordered a gram. I will, you know, I'd never been to jail at that point, really. And I never went to jail for that incident either, because it was all legal, because I ended up going fed or whatever with it. But, what was I going to say? Oh, we both bought drugs, but I only bought a gram of marijuana. He bought cocaine and heroin and all this. I said, bro, don't do it. I wasn't really suggesting it. I told him I only bought a marijuana gram, bro. You know, and maybe I was going to buy a little more marijuana. And I said, that's the max I'm buying. He went for the counterfeit money. He went for everything. And this was on one of the real darknet websites, the real ones, not my website that I designed to save people. He went on there and bought the counterfeit, thought it was cool. He didn't know how real it was in the world. Not just Chicago, all the way around. Shit would happen. That would have happened in Tennessee. I mean, that would have happened in Canada too. Straight up. He went and he already met this guy at his house, his mom's house, big house. I guess he doesn't watch those rap. I told him, watch these drill things and what's going on over there. Just get the vibe, you know? Get the lingo, because they got a lingo. They don't want us to listen to it, because then we don't know their lingo. I'm the white man. I don't think Joe Biden's heard the lingo. I don't think any of them heard the lingo like I have. That's how big time I am in that agent shit or whatever. Some of them know I'm an agent, some of them don't. And the ones that do, they're already busted. Prison. Shit like that. But yeah, I busted it's not getting many busts now. COVID-19. It all slowed down before COVID-19. It did. And then it got like maybe extra income $200 bust on the COVID-19. Oh, no. It was doing good on COVID-19. We were making busts. But at the, when I was in the hospital, we were making a lot of busts. And when I was in the hospital, we were making a lot of busts. Let's just put it that way. And I continued to make busts all the way up. Oh, what happened was this stupid piece of trash guy out in some piece of trash state, which I used to like this state, whatever piece of trash state that was. And, you know, it wasn't Kentucky, you know what I mean? But it's like whatever piece of trash state, freedom of speech, this guy was from, he fucking did some shit, complained on my domain, and I was on Namecheap. I should have been on one of those bulletproof domains. They never give up their domain, even if they complain or whatever. And if the person tries to go to their server, which this person wasn't, it would have been like a war with guns, like in Russia. You know, like Russia, like has a military. Like, come fuck with our servers, shit. That's our fucking service, you know. That's their service, all right. And as a country, and I should have been on that, and. Fuck, buddy. Some stupid American piece of shit fucking grabbed my .com. Fucking straight bitch. I should have never used Namecheap. Once I get... I'm already running with this other domain, a couple other domains, but I might run with that eventually when it gets released, if it ever does. If it doesn't, I'll change the name completely and run with it again. But I've already taken over the world in that matter. I've destroyed all the cartels. Just like I intended to do, my system, I was like, okay, if I can seize everyone's money when it comes to the drugs and whatnot, it's going to change the whole market. And that's what it is. Oh, all the cartels, the ones that are selling the real drugs, went super dry and all that. And I killed off a lot of those ones. Because when it comes to the DEA and shit, it's like you're selling large amounts of drugs, you're cartel, you're cutting people's heads off, whatever, that kind of shit. And even in Georgia, what's that guy's name? Gunplay made a joke about it. Eldorado Red's friend that got his fucking shit split. Bamboo Gold or whatever. Shit was happening in the U.S. Shit happens in the U.S. I said, it's time's up. I even live down in that U.S. That's how I think. I'm hearing about this shit on our news, all right? I got energy. I'm looking, I'm like, I live down in this place, you know? It's like, thank God, because thank God I got warned by kids at school, like how bad Tennessee is. Tornadoes and all that. For real. So thank fucking God, we do not have tornadoes up here, bro. Not like there. Like, when you go see tornadoes down there, bro, they don't even, storms here, nothing. We got wind over where I am, but you have the odd water spout, the odd tornado, but nothing like a Kentucky completely wiped out, you know what I mean? Or whatever it was, and all that. But I don't know why they hit Kentucky, you know? And the one thing I said about it, I'm also a scientist when it comes to weather, and I used to be heavy into NOAA back in the day when I lived in Tennessee. And storm chasing, is there's scientifically got something to do with the pattern of the jet streams and things like that. Patterns, something to do with something, the sun. They even said God does it. Like, but it happened back in 2008 around Obama. Right before another president, he came into office. That was Super Tuesday. I think it was, oh wow, you know, it could have been. Okay. It could have been the most racist of ones, and God got rid of them. And that's when they brought Obama in. I don't know, but it happened on Super Tuesday, 2008. And I was in Tennessee for it, and we went to our shelter, and it was not the nicest shelter. We weren't the richest of the rich, but we had our own property and whatnot. And, like, dude, it was scary. Another freaking tornado outbreak or whatever. And it happened around, like, if you look at 2008, it's 2022 now, but that happened in 2021. So that's about 10 or 11 years. So it's happening about every 10 or 11 years. They're getting one of these bad ones. These really bad outbreaks, like severe outbreaks, like where there's like, they're everywhere, statewide. There's like 5 tornadoes all going. That is crazy. That's the flying spaghetti monster. And I haven't said that word and that thing in a while. Shout out to Katy, Texas. My friend, I haven't spoken to him in so many years, but I'll always consider him a friend. Keaton. And you probably don't know him, but he's a cool guy. And he probably doesn't really like me that much. But he loves me, but he just does. At the same time, I went against his grain. And he wasn't into the tattoos. I know that. And he taught me a lot about the flying spaghetti monster. That was some American stuff, eh? But I'm sure a lot of people in Canada know about that too. The flying spaghetti monster. And I can't remember exactly what I got out of it or what Keaton told me. See, Keaton was much older. I got to meet a lot of really smart American guys from the get-go. It wasn't that I was gay. I guess I was sort of gay, but I wanted to learn a lot about stuff. And it was just the time for me to learn a lot from other guys. I wasn't very smart. I was only like, 15, 14, and they were 28, 30. Close to the age I am now, which would have been deemed as a little bit weird, but they were a little bit weird, and I was too, but I learned a lot of stuff. Like, this is one of the weirder things, the flying spaghetti monster and whatnot, and the cool things you learn from that and all that. But he taught me, learned a lot about electronics and being an electrician. Plumbing on the internet was my dad and me. I learned from my dad. But I learned a lot from other guys, too. And girls used to wonder, how come you're not hanging out with the girls? How come you're not hanging out with the girls? I was like, I'm not even 18. Because from what I hear, you mess around, you can get caught up before you're 18, first of all. So what's even the point? I wasn't really on the high school sweetheart thing at the time. I should have been, but I wasn't. And I should have been more active on all these different things. Like, I should have been football, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? But I was all computers at the time or whatever. And I was all business, trying to learn about other men's businesses and stuff like that. And that's a thing you can go to a certain depth with. And I met a lot of men, millionaires. Mm-hmm. Mr. Leutner of Katy, Texas. And you know what? I said Keaton was in Katy, but he's not in Katy. He's in Waco. So I'm so sorry about that, if you ever seen that. But my friend in Katy, they're multimillionaires. And my friend Jeremy Leutner. And he went to Texas A&M. And I met him during his college days when he went to Texas A&M. And I wasn't the best influence on him. But I was. All I talked about was working and making money. He was the one drinking. He wasn't the best influence on me going to the liquor store buying like 9 bottles, and then playing Battlefield and get me to get on, because I was making money, $5,000, $10,000 a month, and you're a multimillionaire kid. You're getting your allowance. His dad sent him $5,000 a month allowance or whatever it was or whatever. I'm making $5,000, $10,000 myself out of hard work, and I don't own a house or nothing. So why was I following him? And that was a thing. I was like, yeah, bro, I'm going to buy a bottle too and fucking drink. And we're going to sit on the computer and fucking watch girls, like our friend, like take her shirt off and dance and on the computer. And it was fun. And I really wish I had it on video, because it was times in my life, in our life, and we'll never get those back. And I didn't understand that when I was a child, that I'll never get those times back. Like I was hanging out with this kid, Guy, Jeremy Lutner's girlfriend. They're multimillionaires. It was a thing. They sent me money too, and like, I didn't get it. And I still didn't get it all the way up until like now, where I'm filming almost everything. But I miss a lot of rap music right now. I'm missing a lot. I'm like spitting some serious rhymes in my head. I'm like, damn, people would have felt that. That one would have went. And sometimes they just don't press the record button, and I'm saying it in my head, like, da 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 da, and I'm doing something. But I should just be recording, spitting it out of my mouth. Everybody raps. That's what I learned. Everybody has rhymes. And I learned that I thought it was a African-American thing, like rhymes. But no. There's German riddles. There's all different riddles. And I learned that. But anyway,